What's going on? I hope you're amazing. So in today's video, we're going to be going through how much does it cost to acquire or generate a client. This is something that I'm really excited talking about. It's something that I often talk about with, our brand new clients who aren't doing any paid advertising, very keen and interested to move into this space and looking to work out what they need to know and understand before making that decision. So I've got a few tips and tricks that are really going to help you moving forward. Roll the intro. So if you're brand new to this channel, my name is Howle. We create 6 months worth of video content for YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram, as well as TikTok, all filmed in a space of 2 days. And we like to talk all things service-based businesses, small business marketing, video marketing, and everything else in between. Now, again, in today's video, I want to give you a very simple formula that is going to help you understand a little bit more about your sales process, how much it costs to acquire a client, and if paid advertising is really right for you. Now, I do want to warn, this video is purpose for service-based businesses, meaning if you offer a product, if you in the e-commerce space, this is going to be completely irrelevant. So again, this is going to be a rough figure for anyone who hasn't already tested the waters, but this will give you some indication of a framework to work with. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to take your top line revenue. Let's just pretend your business generated $100,000 over the course of 12 months. You're going to take that figure and look at the revenue generating activity that you had to do to generate that income. Meaning, did you have to have a sales meeting or a Zoom call or a face-to-face meeting? That is the activity that we're talking about, and we want to establish how many of those meetings you had to have to generate the revenue. Now, regardless of the outcome of those meetings, what's important that you understand is how many you've had to generate the revenue that you've got. Now, once you've got that figure, so let's just say, for example, you've got $100,000 worth of revenue and you had 50 different Zoom calls or meetings to generate that $100,000. Not all of them converted, but you had 50. Now, of those 50, there was $100,000 revenue generated, which means that every meeting that you had, regardless of the outcome, was worth $2,000 to get in front of someone. So now knowing what that figure is, that $2,000, that figure should be a broad guideline for what you should be doing next steps. Now you need to put a figure towards, I would be willing to spend $500. I'd be willing to spend $300 to generate that meeting because I want more of those meetings. I want to increase my revenue. So I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is and generate some or more of those meetings. And this is obviously where paid advertising comes in, when you can literally scale the amount of meetings or the amount of activities that you're doing to generate the income that you're generating. So now that I've set my sights forward, I now know that I would love to achieve a revenue of $200,000 for the next 12 months instead of $100,000. So I now need to double the amount of calls that I have, meaning that if from 50, I now need to have 100 calls to generate that $200,000 worth of revenue. And I need to obviously find a way to generate those meetings. And this is where paid advertising comes in, because this way you can now scale the amount of meetings, the amount of bookings that you have. And this is just a test and trial process. So now I've established roughly I need to generate 2 calls per week to generate that 200,000. I'm going to set myself a budget to run some Facebook ads or run some, paid advertising and see if this is going to generate me the result that I'm looking to generate. This is where I would insist on creating a budget. Let's say that's $2,000 to generate yourself a call. I would set yourself a budget of $3,000 to $4,000 over a course of a period of months, and then approach the right people to speak to on how to generate that result. So now that you have these figures, you now know the value of your calls. This is where you can start to focus on how much does it cost for me to generate and acquire a client. Now that figure may be $500, it may be $200, and maybe $2,000 to generate a $2,000 client. This is where you get to play the game of engaging the right people or trying the right things and just testing and trialing as you go. But once you establish what those numbers are and establish and get the right system in place, this is where you can really scale very, very quickly. This is something that I've personally been able to achieve in my business, and it's something that I personally get to work with other businesses to watch and see them grow. And as you can tell, I've got a wide smile on my face, because when you really understand this, it is absolutely amazing to just sit back and watch businesses grow and see how much hard work then pays off. So if you need any help, implementing a system, understanding what it costs for your business, even some tips, suggestions, and recommendations on next steps, whether that's, implementing a video system that's going to bring your cost of lead or cost per acquisition down, and those sorts of things. These are things that we help businesses with when we create 6 months worth of video content. So if you're interested, please reach out. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so. I'm going to love you and leave you. Go get it.